So recently we started recording classical music events here in the Philippines. So what we did is we partnered up with production companies or production businesses here that produce classical events every now and then. We help them market their event, we help them sell tickets, and in return they let us document the performances. We splice those videos into reels. We also upload the whole videos. And what happens is that we help them sell tickets more and they get more return from their investment for producing the event itself. And we're trying to increase the awareness of people about the industry of classical music here in the country. You've probably seen some of the videos already, which we've been posting from time to time here on this channel. In this video, I want to introduce a new type of content in this channel where I bring you, our subscribers, into the world of the business in classical music, what we do, how we produce it, how we document it, how we record audio sometimes. Maybe it's not something that we do professionally right now, but I'd like to bring you along the way. And because mostly what we see on social media is the point of view of the performers or the musicians. I think it's also gonna be fun because I myself will have a visual diary which I can go back to, and maybe someday, if everything works out great, then I can look back and see where I started. I've been thinking of a fun first episode for this type of content, and what I decided to do is to just give you an idea of the current setup that I use in recording. So we just started doing this year. In fact, I believe our first documentation was last March, so just a few months ago. And since then, most of the concerts that we've documented featured pianists. For our recording gear, the first one I'm going to be showing you is the Canon M50 right here. I got this during the pandemic. I was studying piano back then, and we had to take a video of ourselves performing our repertoire for our graduation recital. So my parents got me this, and it was my first camera ever. Never knew this would be added to the gears anyway. I'll tell you about it more later on. Just a quick story, when we started documenting these types of events, we initially hired photographers, we rented cameras, well, we also hired operators for those cameras. So the reason for that is we didn't know how to handle cameras ourselves, and of course, we didn't have cameras also back then. And it's only after the fourth event where we realized that maybe it's already worth it to buy at least one camera. Maybe we can get more aggressive on the filming. We're not going to be more restrained by budget. So that led me to buy this. So this is a Canon EOS D5D Mark III. So this is the first ever camera that I bought for Veniccio. I actually did just a very quick research before getting this, and turns out I did the right choice. It's very great, it's very durable. Yeah, it's big, it's a bit heavy, but it's also very affordable because I believe this one is older than the Canon M50, which I just showed earlier, but its quality is insane. Plus, you have more lens that you can use here, which I'm going to be showing next. So the lenses that I use in recording these performances are these two. First is the 50mm Canon prime lens, and the other one is also a prime lens, but this time it's in 85mm. It's very good in such performances because you want the subject or the performer to be in focus while all members of the audience are blurry. So that's where having prime lenses come in handy, because you really can't avoid situations where the members of the audience will be seen from the lens, and as much as possible, you want to keep the focus on the performer. Now, going back to my Canon M50, I just realized that I can also use the lenses I bought for the Canon 5D for this camera as well. And I'm able to do that with the help of this adapter by Viltrox. So with the help of this adapter, we now have two cameras that we can use. Since we already have two lenses anyway, I can put the 85mm on the 5D, and I can put the 50mm here in this mirrorless M50. With all these gears, we want to further expand our business by offering it professionally, so charging people for our documentation service. The reason we're not doing it yet for now is because of one simple thing, and that is the audio. The microphone that we're using right now in recording audio is the Zoom H5. It's a field recorder, I'm gonna show you how it sounds. It's not perfect, it's not the best recording at all, but it's decent enough for social media posts. It helps with marketing, as I mentioned, and it helps drive ticket sales and awareness on these types of events, which is also a win for us. And that's the reason why we really don't offer our services professionally yet, since we're not happy with the output. Because in classical music, recording is very detailed. You want to be able to hear the sound as authentic as possible, as clear as possible. Yes, I want to be satisfied with the output. I want to be proud with the output before I try to charge people for it. So that's at the top of our list. We want to buy a good quality microphone for better recording of classical music events. Now we also have another thing coming, which is a lens from Canon. It is the 70 to 200 mm f2.8. So the reason why we want to have that lens is to capture moments during the performances while we're far away from the performer. So this is a zoom lens which will let us take pictures of the performer without disturbing them. And of course, I also want to use it for my personal hobbies, but it's for another video, I guess. So that's just it for today. If you've reached this point, thank you so much. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can follow us on our journey in this booming industry.